Hey, this is the D channel. I'm Chris. This is MMA for you. I'm going to be doing my predictions for Bellator 77, which happens on October 19th on MTV2. Different websites are putting different fights on, so I got the fight list from MMA Junkie. Overall card, can't say I'm overly impressed with this card, to be honest with you. You know, I got some new guys fighting, like Alexander Sarnavskiy, Magomed Saadulaev, Murad Machaev, Marcin Held's in here as well. Undercard's alright. You got like Cosmo Alexander, EJ Brooks. You know, not a super impressive card on paper, though, to be perfectly honest with you. Obviously, you're missing a lot of strong lightweights like Rick Hahn. Weidman's not here. Mikhail's not there. Who else was in last season's? Jeez, I forgot who else was on there. But Lloyd Woodard, Patricky Pitbull. I mean, Pitbull just fought and got knocked out by Alvarez. But yeah, you know, some of the more well-known lightweights are not on this fight card. So let's get started. We got Rich No Love Clementi versus Alexander Tiger Sarnavskiy. Yeah, it's gonna be really tough to say how well these people, some of these fighters do, because for one, a lot of these guys are gonna have their first fight in Bellator. Sarnavskiy's one of them. Rich Clementi, really experienced guy, used to fight in the UFC, good wrestling, really sneaky Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, decent enough stand-up, but you know, strength really is more on the ground. With Sarnavskiy, he's really good on the ground too. He's only 23 years old. Really strong off his back. I was seeing a couple of his fights against like Doug Evans, where he like got a couple triangle chokes. He was good at sweeps. So he's really good on the ground as well. I'm gonna have to pick age over experience here, as Sarnavskiy's 23 years old. 20-0 undefeated record, 6 wins by KO or TKO, 11 by sub. And like I said, I liked what I saw from him on the ground. Stand-up wasn't too bad. He's shown some like good knees and good kicks, and some good stand-up. I think he trains with Clementi, if I'm not mistaken. He's a Rust Fighters guy. I think he also has a ground acumen to hang, if not do better than Clementi down there. So I'm going to go with Alexander Tiger Sarnavskiy to win this one. Next fight after that, we had the Brazilian bomber, Rene Nazare, versus Ricardo Tirloni. This is actually the fight I'm probably most looking forward to. You got guys that are very similar. Nazare has a 10-2 record. Tirloni has a 14-2 record. Both are strong on the ground. Both have like good stand-up. I think Nazare has shown to be a bit more explosive in the stand-up. Tirloni has good stand-up himself, but you saw like in the Recon fight, he can get reckless as well. This one's actually the hardest one for me to call, because Nazare is on a 2-fight losing streak. Lost to Jacob Curwan, and that one kind of opened up my eyes to him in a way, because he got taken down, didn't show much sense of urgency on the ground, and he lost a decision and kind of got laying preyed on. Tirloni lost his last fight against Rick Hahn, and both these guys are really solid fighters. This one's really hard for me to call. Nazare's coming off that 2-fight losing streak, and yeah, this one's just really hard for me to call right now. And I'm a little tempted to go with Tirloni, but I think the explosiveness of Nazare is going to carry him to the victory here. So I will go with Rene Nazare to win this one. Not super confident, but this one's hard for me to call. Like, I can see Tirloni winning this one as well. Okay, next fight after that, Marcin Held fights Murad Machaev. Murad has a 9-0 undefeated record, 2 wins by KO or TKO, 5 wins by sub, and it's his first fight in Bellator. The other thing is, I tried to check like YouTube for some fights of his, and I can't find any fights of his, unfortunately, so I don't know enough about him. Marcin Held, 13-2 records, 3 wins by KO or TKO, 7 wins by sub, only 20 years old. He does have strong Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, really good leg locks, but he is small for the weight class. Simply because I just don't have enough information about Murad. I got to go with Marcin Held to win this one. I'm never confident in picking him, considering that he is small for the weight class, and pretty much just undersized for the weight class. But he does have a really strong ground acumen to get some wins. So yeah, I'll go with Marcin Held to win this one. If Murad, I don't know anything about him, he could surprise me. Could be some total dark horse prospect that not many have heard of. Who knows? I'm a bit curious to find out. And finally, Dave Jansen fights Magomed Saadulaev. I was watching a couple of Magomed's fights. 14-1 record, 8 wins by sub, 6 by decision, 20 years old. He does have good wrestling and good top control, and some good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. His stand-up wasn't that strong from what I saw. He kept his hands really low. Kind of awkward footwork in a way. Jansen's been around the block. He's fought in the WEC. I think his only loss is to the Iranian guy. I forget his name now. Just got covered in, and Ricardo Lamas, I think, or his only 2 losses if I'm not mistaken. 16-2 record, 1 TKO, 9 submissions, 3-fight win streak. He trains at the Sport Lab, I believe. Dennis Bermudez, I think, trains there. No. Different place. I think it's Ian Loveland and I don't even say Mike Pierce might train there as well. There aren't too many known fighters there yet, but it's starting to actually kind of getting up there, actually. I gotta go with Dave Jansen to win this one, though. Proven fighter, only lost to I think it's Kamal Shaw-Warriors and Ricardo Lamas, if I'm not mistaken. There's only 2 losses. Saadulaev's strong on the ground, so is Jansen. I think he also trained at Team Quest as well. Strong wrestler himself. Good top control, good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I can't see him getting taken down by Magomed that easily. I could see Jansen maybe getting his own takedowns. It's also Magomed's first fight in Bellator. These guys could surprise us, but I think that in this case, Jansen stylistically is a pretty similar fighter, with a lot more fights against higher levels of competition. So I gotta go with Dave Jansen to win that one. Okay, on to the prelim card, which will be on Spike. Matthew Lozano fights Dave Morgan. Gonna be honest with you, don't know much about these guys. I know with Lozano, 2-0, undefeated record, 1 win by KO, 1 win by sub, only 23 years old. Morgan, 5-1 record. It's 1 submission by strikes and 4 decisions, 27 years old, and a 3-fight win streak. I'll go with the guy with more fights, Dave Morgan. Okay, next fight after that, Eric Albright fights Brett Martinez. Once again, I honestly don't know much about these guys. I know with Albright, he has a 3-0 amateur record, with all of those amateur fights going to decision. He's only 25 years old. Martinez, he has a 3-0 undefeated pro record, 2 wins by TKO and 1 win by sub. He's 26, and in his pro career has never been past the first round. I'll go with Brett Martinez to win that one. Okay, next fight after that, Cosmo Alexander fights Mike Benon. Interesting style matchup here. Mike Benon, 4-0 undefeated record, with all 4 of his wins by submission. He's never been past the second round. He's 29 years old and has some strong Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. Cosmo Alexander, Blackzilian, world kickboxing champion. He's really good knees in particular. He's coming on a 3-fight win streak. Kind of a, stylistic stylistic difference here. Alexander's more of a stand-up guy, Benon more of a ground guy. But I'll go with Cosmo Alexander here. He has really good the guys he's training with are top-notch guys with the Blackzilians. Hopefully, he can. I'm guessing he's gonna work on his ground and his wrestling. There's a lot of good wrestlers. Shad Evans is there, for example. Vitor's now there. I think Thiago Silva's there now. The Villafort brothers, I think, are there. So Overeem's there as well. So yeah, I got to go with Cosmo Alexander to win this one. Okay, next fight after that, Dwayne Basters fights Louis Rumsey. Sometimes you see these undercard fights on Bellator, and it's kind of like they're trying to give certain guys wins. So with Louis, he's a .500 fighter. He's 8-8 record, 4 wins by KO TKO, 4 wins by sub, 6 losses by submission, and he's only 22 years old. With Bastris, 5-2 record, 4 wins by KO TKO. He has a submission by strikes. Some good stand-up. He has a good win over one to Gracie. I think it's Daniel Gracie, if I'm not mistaken. He's fought in Bellator a couple times now. So I got Dwayne Basters to win this one. Okay, next fight after that, we have Carmelo Marrero versus Lou Polly. I think Lou Polly is pretty much going to be immortalized because of the Ultimate Fighter Team Lesnar versus Team Dos Santos. Polly was like the wrestling coach that got kicked off of the coaching position. Polly's record is 11-4, 1 TKO, 8 submissions. He's 31. He's only won 2 of his last 5 MMA bouts. Carmelo Marrero, he won his last fight against Scott Barrett at XFC. He's quite a veteran. He's fought in the UFC before. Trains American Top Team. 14-5 record with 1 no contest, 2 TKOs, and 6 subs. Does have 2 losses by sub, of course. It's pretty good wrestling, decent stand-up. I think Carmelo is gonna win this one. Kind of the more, proven fighter. He's fought some, tough guys. He's fought Bader. He's fought Congo. I believe he fought Gonzaga. He's fought some pretty big names. And I've always found him to be a decent fighter too. So yeah, I got Carmelo Marrero winning that one. And finally, we have 2 undefeated prospects as Emmanuel E.J. Brooks fights Daryl Horcher. Horcher's a 5-0 undefeated record, 3 wins by KO TKO, and he has 1 sub at 25 years old. Brooks, definitely a guy I'm a bit curious to see what Bellator is going to do with this guy. He's won his last 4 bouts are in Bellator, and he's won them all. 7-0 undefeated record. He has 1 TKO win, 2 subs. 26 years old. I picked against this guy a lot. I'm not going to do it here this time. I got Emmanuel E.J. Brooks winning this one. I think he has like a karate style type of stand-up as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my Bellator 77 predictions. If you have any comments, just leave them below. That's it for MMA for you. Thank you very much.